the most shocking thing about this trade is a couple things. Number one, you never trade stars for stars. I'm
No.
trying to remember, I've been in the NBA for 40 years. Normally, when you trade a star, you get a bunch of junk back. This is the first time I can remember where you got two all NBA players traded for each other. I mean, obviously, I don't remember every trade, but I'm trying to think. You guys got a great staff there behind the scenes. I don't remember the last time we traded an all. Probably never will you trade an all NBA player for an all NBA player. So that's probably. And the second thing is, normally when stars get traded, you hear a lot of rumblings, and you just put them up for the highest bidder. So I think those are the two first aspects of this trade that are shocking. Star for star, and normally like they didn't go for the highest bidder. They went for a quick deal and it was over. Well, in fairness, they got a hell of a player. Anthony Davis is an all NBA player. Like that kind of goes back to what I said earlier. Like if they take another deal, they might get a bunch of draft picks and a couple role players. They got an all NBA player back. Now listen, the Mavs obviously had to make a decision this summer whether to give him 5 years, $350 million. That's a lot of money to give a guy you don't think can stay in shape who's always going to be hurt. And let me tell you something. The only people know Luka Doncic is the Dallas Mavericks. Guys who've been with him for years or who are around him every day. He's a great player. He's a great player. But all us talking heads, they know something. They must know something we don't know. Because listen, he's been hurt. Everybody complains about his conditioning. But once you give a guy 5 years, $350 million, y'all are stuck together for life. I do think this kind of sets the end to like the LeBron James making all the decisions. They're like, hey, we love you, LeBron, but we're going to start what's doing best for the Lakers. That's what I got out of this trade from a Lakers standpoint. Because I don't know if they didn't come tell LeBron because number one, Clutch Sports is Anthony's agent. But it seems like to me they're like, hey, you know what? LeBron's on his last legs. Let's start getting us a star for the future. And it's going to be fun to talk about this trade, sit back and watch who wins the trade. I think both teams have to win a championship to say they won the trade. Luka, he's been the face of that franchise from day one. Man, I don't think I've ever been more shocked. But hey, listen, I'm going to say this for the last time. Nobody knows Luka Doncic better than the Dallas Mavericks. And let me tell you something else, Greg. This thing is not going to be smooth in LA with him and LeBron because both of them want the ball 100% of the time. I think that's going to be, I don't know if, because, Luka does not move without the ball. LeBron does not move without the ball. There's going to be some serious growing pains when those two try to play together. Now, they're both great players, don't get me wrong. But LeBron wants the ball, and Luka definitely wants the ball. So it's going to be very interesting how that work out. And when Anthony Davis is healthy, it's going to be a seamless transition to Dallas, plain and simple. Because, he complains all the time about the five. I don't even understand why he complains about the five. Unless you're playing against Joker or Embiid, do we have any more big guys in the league?